So fun with the do 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 do. This is over here in TES, and what I'm talking about is the TES Wiki issue. Um, as earlier, I was working on getting Fire Song into it's not so easy to get to input information in, and we need a connection. And the one of the problems I'm seeing is over the users in Australia um, don't have a connection, complete connection in Elder Scrolls, as there's two servers. I was talking to another person here yesterday, and I haven't looked if I've gotten a friend request, but the on the system it was recorded, and he tried to add me as a friend, but just hasn't gone through of what I so that'll be interesting to see if that goes through. The problem that we gonna have with the it's kind of like a line problem where, like, we have two main servers of what I understand and most people understand, which is called the NA server or the EU server. I was misunderstanding what the NA server and the EU server was, but now it's making a lot more sense. The NA server is the North American server for Elder Scrolls, whereas the EU is the European server. So I'm gonna go in here. What do you say when you talk to an Australian? Like, what um, what web server do you have? I have the NA server when Australia is not in North America. It's that doesn't work. And so I'm gonna go in a little bit further. I'm just gonna something's got to be given to them, because they're not part of, well, they're essentially part of North America, but they're using the North American satellite. So that's kind of a concern. Well, like, where are you guys from? I'm from Australia. Well, where's the information? You're from Australia. And so over in Wikipedia is meticulous on having the correct information in. And so I'm just going to go in here. This is in the test site. It's game development for the Elder Scrolls universe. Sweet stuff in Tamriel. Show some companies. Well, one company, Vesta, and some other things, where we're gearing towards getting Firesong into the system. So the two that I'm seeing that are an issue. Both sites are really good sites, but just not, UESP is not a complete reliable source for the web. And I'm going to explain Wikipedia looks at this, because I basically I'm with Wikipedia. Like, I see the information on how the stuff works on over on Wikipedia. Not only that, I see how the information works over on UESP. It's the same thing, but it's not. So we have to work at the system, and to where it will start working. Yesterday, this had just come in. The link came in here for Firesong. It links up over into Wikipedia. Yesterday, what I had done is I used Blackwood as a template of how that works. The problem that I see, the bigger problem that I'm seeing, is that Firesong's not connected to Google like Blackwood and some of the other ones, other game series are. So This is the first step. The second step will be going over to Scribes of Fate. But this is the current step that we need to take. And so I'm going to click a button, and it's going to go over into Wikipedia, and you'll see the kind of this is really weird. Like on here over on Wikipedia, the guys over Wikipedia that specifically just work on Wikipedia will totally understand this. This is the Wikipedia for the Elder Scrolls. So I'm just looking in here. Before the Elder Scrolls, prior to working on the Elder Scrolls series, Besta had worked predominantly with spin action games. In the 6 years from its founding to Arena's 1994 release, Besta had released 10 games, 6 of them sports games. So we have that information in Wiki. How does UESP form in Wikipedia? Because UESP is part of what's called Wiki, and so Wiki is of my under my understanding is a page in the web. Like this right here is just a wiki. Like if this were, I guess, controlled or like overseen by UESP, well, this would be UESP's page on the web, but that's unknown. What I'm explaining here, getting Firesong in here into the release timeline. This is the actual thing that we want to see. You see what I'm saying? That this is the exact thing we want to see work. This is the exact publication release for the game, for the DLC, or some call it a chapter within Elder Scrolls. Right over here, there's down here of where you see the Elder Scrolls Online. The online things are when you go into the system. In the future, we're going to have the Elder Scrolls V1 get put in, but that's to be announced. So, like, what we have to do is we have to get the Elder Scrolls Online Scribes of Fate and the Elder Scrolls Online Firesong in. Now, when I put it in, the Firesong was said to have been released over in 2022. And so over here in Wikipedia, it's not a complex thing when you see like the letter A and B. Like over in Wikipedia, it's a very simple process of like here in the Skyrim VR and the Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind and the Elder Scrolls Legends in the year of 2017. There, it's going most likely. What it looks like on inside of Wikipedia is like the Elder Scrolls Legends is 2017A, whereas the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim VR is 2017B, whereas the Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind is 2017C. Now, what I had done earlier is I had put in the Elder Scrolls Online Firesong and the 2022, I put it as 2022A. Also, I switched around because the Elder Scrolls Online High Isle doesn't have a letter after the year. So what I had done is I had inputted on both sides where it said the Elder Scrolls Online Firesong, but that didn't work. That did not work. So I don't know what exactly has to be done, because this right here is important information, and it helps us understand where things are going. Some of these right here, they go to different places, but there's no link. There's an entire link like inside of Wikipedia, and it's not shown on the like the main board when you go into like your account. It looks really weird because I'll explain how I had done it. I put it in here as the 2022 A up above where the Elder Scrolls Online High Isle is, and then it just went in as the color red. When you look at it right now, if the Elder Scrolls Online Fire Song was in there, it would be marked as red. And when you click on the link, it would just go to say this page is not available, or this page is not known. Well, that does us no good. We wanna click on a link, and we wanna have the information for part of the game for Elder Scrolls. There's a lot of helpful people in Wikipedia, and so when I look at the difference between UESP and Wikipedia, I've written in different places like the difference between like UESP versus um, Wikipedia. Right now we're in Wikipedia, like looking in Wikipedia, but what does Wikipedia have to do with UESP? It's getting down to where we have to have a connection with sites. For Elder Scrolls, I want to say that UESP is one of the top sites, but it's not. It's not. Wikipedia. I'm seeing it now. There's a person that had wrote to me, and they wrote that UESP is not appropriate for Wikipedia. I see that now. I really see that. It's because UESP is a net. And so what the biggest thing that we have here, we have two sides of the story. What I consider the best knowledge for Elder Scrolls linking up is over in Wikipedia. However, also there's another site called BeyondSkyrim.org. The problem with that is that I don't know exactly where the site Beyond Skyrim where it is. I'm kind of thinking it might be in Austria or Australia. I saw on one of the pages of the Beyond Skyrim, it had an AU on there. Well, is that Australia or is that Austria? What's the country code for AU? I'm assuming it's Australia, but what's Austria? Is it AS or what's the I've never is it an AT? What's Austria? AA is Austria AU? That's the thing. Like when you go over into another when you talk about another country, some countries have different languages, and Austria is not an English speaking country. Whereas I don't even know if Australia speaks the majority of people in Australia speak English. I don't know that, but that's kind of funny uh, about that. But right here, I'm showing the wiki the Wikipedia the issue the issue with Wikipedia. There is no issue with Wikipedia. There really is not. And it's just an order of things of what you might think of things. There's certain things that you cannot do, but there are certain things that you can do. And if you're getting into Wikipedia, that's a great thing, but you have to stay with Wikipedia. See what I'm saying? If you are going with Wikipedia, you have to abide in the certain guidelines that Wikipedia basically says. There's an order in Wikipedia where like overseers, myself, I have to abide in like what like some others say, because as much as I want the Elder Scrolls Online Fire Song to be linked up in here, it can't right now because there has to be an order of people who see the information. Do you see what I'm saying? The information has to be imparted upon everyone. The information has to be either spoken, or what most likely has to happen is there has to be a group of people. It just has to be at least two people that see the things that are going on in the web. There's it just takes two people, but there's more than likely there's a lot of people that want to be involved, and that's a great thing. So if you looking on the lines of here of what UESP goes with, I'm gonna say that UESP is, you guys that are really into UESP, you've got to go over to Beyond Skyrim, because Beyond Skyrim is a .org site, just as Wikipedia is a site. We need the connections to be full, and that's what I'm explaining, to where why UESP. I've tried to put some UESP links in Wikipedia, but they were denied, and now I understand why. It's because places like UESP, there's not a picture that shows up. There's not an actual true link, a true connection. You see what I'm saying? It's not that there's an not a connection, but UESP for some odd reason is not connected to Wikipedia. That's the I think there's a like some sort of dissension that might go away. But what I'm saying with like there's a possible dissension is because UESP doesn't show up on the board on other ends, like over in Twitter or Facebook. Um, what I'm talking about, like if you put in UESP link over into Twitter, for example, the UESP is most likely not going to show up. Just as most likely, most of the Wikipedia stuff is not going to transmit over. I've actually had some pictures that have been transmitted over from Wikipedia, and that's why I'm I'm sold on Wikipedia. Like some of you guys might think that like Wikipedia, you can't trust some of the stuff like out in Wikipedia, because you can. The problem the problem with places, and I'm with UESP, but I'm not entirely with UESP. It's because there's not a full connection like there is over in Wikipedia. You see what I'm saying? Like over with Beyond Skyrim, I don't know much anything about people that had built that site. I can't condone bringing over stuff. Like if I put stuff in TES from Beyond Skyrim, and the certain people that are supposed to pay in a proper channel don't pay, then that doesn't work. It's I'm not only talking about Wikipedia, but I'm talking about like AOL or Google. You have to pay for something to get something that's important to be transmitted. Like what I'm talking about with the Elder Scrolls Online Fire Song, it's important that we have that DLC paid. Right now, as I was looking over in the inside of the system, I'm not for sure if Fire Song is available to be paid, because it might say that Fire Song is available for free. Earlier on, with Fire Song, like right when it came out, like a couple months later, I think it was, I had paid for Fire Song. But on you guys' system right now, if you look inside and try to look at the like what Fire Song, if you can pay for it, or if it's just a free download, there's something else that has to be paid in substitution for that. And so what I'm talking about with the guys over in Australia, there was a guy that I was watching on Twitch earlier, and I assume that he's from Australia, and he was playing the game, um, or Necrom, and he was over in the country of Murkmire. Over they I guess what they consider, I don't remember this, but he was saying he thought that Murkmire was over in Argonia, some Black Marsh. Um, the important thing with Firesong is that we get the the proper channels starting to get aligned, because if we put in this, like I put it in yesterday, the Elder Scrolls Online Firesong, I put it in there, and all of a sudden it's a red color code. This has some things to do with coding, and when you look at the system, like right in here where it's showing the Elder Scrolls Online, the some of the game series within here. Inside of the system, there's multiple more games inside of the system. So I'm not going to go over that entirely, but what I'm explaining is we need the Elder Scrolls Online Firesong to actually be shown in the system. We can't have the red color writing in Wikipedia, because there's not a connection. And so somebody has to go in there and look at where the actual link from the release timeline, where it actually, like, how that correlates with all of the games. Same thing here with the company of like Xbox, PlayStation. If like a PlayStation or Xbox employee were to go into Wikipedia and write in the Elder Scrolls V1 High Isle, well, it might most likely be put in as the color of red, the Elder Scrolls V1 High Isle. See what I'm saying? Like the same thing with the Elder Scrolls Online Firesong, where it was red, and then when you click on the link, it shows that there's no page to display. However, when you click on the link, such as the Elder Scrolls Online Blackwood, goes into somewhere. Like I'm clicking on the link right now, and this is what shows up for Wikipedia. Well, the majority of the games are showing up as just the Elder Scrolls Online for DLCs like Blackwood. Um, as you can see here, this is just like the general thing about the Elder Scrolls Online. And to help secure the Elder Scrolls Online, we have to have this information secure. We have to have a connection, a link to going into the different spots. Like when the Elder Scrolls Online song goes in, we need a connection, a link to go to where we can get out, such as like it has to have action with ZeniMax, Besta, the director Matt Fuhrer, the producer Ala Diaz, and blah 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 blah. The kind of the confusion that I'm seeing right here is, why does the director, but the producer, designer, programmer, artist, and etc., why do those people not, why are they not in a blue, um why are they do they not have a blue, like Ala Diaz? Why does Ala Diaz not have a blue link like Matt Fuhrer has? Or why does Nick Conkle not have a blue link like Matt Fuhrer? Or why does Richard Lambert not have a ZeniMax Online Studio blue link? You see what I'm saying? Like this kind of is a confusion to where, why does that individual have a blue link where nobody else has a blue link? There's one other one that has a blue link into their, like, with showing a connection. This kind of the confusing part and something that can be worked on. Why does a person's name have a link in Wikipedia, whereas some other people don't have a link in Wikipedia? That's a good question. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna get back over into the test site here. Let's see here. You always got to think of how you can get back into like the original state of a place. Yeah, that really has to have a connection. Wikipedia has a connection with Google, for instance. Now on UESP, what connection does UESP have with a certain site? They obviously have the connection of a net, but what connection does UESP have? You see what I'm saying? Like Wikipedia obviously has a Google connection. Wikipedia has the other some of the other servers that are used. Now that that's being known, what server can we explain that Australia has to buy? That's the question. So what does Australia have to buy? It's just not a matter of clicking a button. It's a matter of getting the information in the system. Good. So we got looking in here before going into tests. The Elder Scrolls Online, play free, August 10th through the 21st. That's pretty good stuff. Part of QuakeCon, which is still going on. It's still going on. I'm going to show that. It's QuakeCon is still going on. I think it's till the 16th. So the I think the 16th is when QuakeCon officially ends, but there's still some stuff that's going on with QuakeCon that has to go through. So I'm still talking about QuakeCon. So so you're going back over into tests. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So I'm going to go off the screen here and take a quick break. This is some good stuff to see, and getting Elder Scrolls Online Firesong into the system. It's great. I'll be back in a little bit. All right. Yes. So this is showing the connection here of what I feel will help um, with with a lot of things. So this is the actual app that I've developed. Going into getting the games to where we can go in and we can play the games. There's a couple of confusions of what like between like Elder Scrolls and SpaceX. And so what I call it's a bridge. I call the game Starflight X, and it's state SpaceX is kind of confusing. It's not totally in the system. Right here, as you can kind of see here, QuakeCon is still going on until the 16th. Besta deems that the QuakeCon is still going on until the 16th, even though you might have seen some of the championships, the championship go on like here yesterday or the day before. Some pretty sweet stuff. Pretty sweet stuff. And looking in here on the QuakeCon sale, what game is going to speak to you on how you're gonna get connected? What I feel with Elder Scrolls is that SpaceX is going to actually help Elder Scrolls. It's kind of like a backing where like with Wikipedia and UESP, what connection is the best connection that we can use? Well, both we have to use both, and so what I'm talking about, there's has to be some discernment issues of what you're actually gonna go into, and so whether you're going into like Elder Scrolls or if you're gonna go into SpaceX, we need the system to actually work. We can't just click on a button and then just start playing because it's not gonna if you don't have the specific tool, the specific device to play your game, you're not gonna be able to play the game. And so we need the tools to work, and this is one of the tools that's helping society grow through places like Google. Um, the only Elder Scrolls game in Google that's linked up is Legends, and I would like a lot more to be available. Blades is available in some form in some places, but it's not available in a total. It's kind of like it goes back to the age old discussion of what computer system is better. Is Microsoft better or is Apple better? Well, both are good. Both systems work, but they're two different, entirely different systems. And so we need technicians to work inside of certain systems. Like me personally, I I work like with the PCs. I don't specifically work total Apple. I do have some Apple devices, but the majority I'm working with Microsoft. So the when you see some of this stuff, you know it's coming out of Microsoft. Now on the other token, how can we get Apple in? You see what I'm saying? Like places like Restream, we need the video feeds to be able to go through. We need to be able to see. Now, if you're looking over on Twitter, the first time I've ever seen this, and it's great because this is a live stream. See what I'm saying? Like you go over into Twitter over in Elder Scrolls V1, you can see the screen, you can see me moving around. This was like the first time that I've ever seen that it's this is actually working, and that's the blessed thing to be looking at. So what I want to explain here is the on the two game systems with Elder Scrolls and SpaceX. What this is going to, because been a confusion on what game is what. Like when we were when I was looking at earlier at a good space game that's going to help us out in literal space. I was like, okay, what was it? Starfield? Is it what is it? And the game that has come to me is SpaceX. So that's the literal game that I'm basically developing. I don't know really nothing about it, but I do. And so we can go get over into SpaceX here in a little bit, because places like Google is connected to things like SpaceX just as much as Legends is connected to Google as well. I'm just using Google as an example because I'm being led in some form in Google. So Google. At Google QuakeCon. So over in QuakeCon, I really didn't see ESO out there much, and there's a difference in Elder Scrolls where we have the online formats and the physical CD formats of the games. And in the gaming industry, you really have to understand that, like, not one company can withhold or can hold a specific system, because there's so many different systems throughout the entire web that it's mind-boggling, actually. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to type in Elder Scrolls. This is going to get the system better too. I want to show this. I had explained that over in QuakeCon earlier about how Vesta was still showing as live when they weren't live, and that might just be a matter of like getting the just calming the system, if you want to call it. But what I'm here, what the thing here, see, it's showing I'm online right here, and that's what it was. It was showing that Vesta was live, but that's not the truth. The truth was that it was they were showing as live, but they weren't. And so this is what I was explaining over in the QuakeCon championship. What we need to do is we need to have in the system, as when we're not live, we have the thing that says away. Now I don't know what it means by invisible or offline or like the way or invisible, but I do know what online. When online, when you're online, you're live in the game. I'm talking about specifically because I specifically deal just with Elder Scrolls games. And so this is the best information that we can go off of, because in the system it shows an online, but it doesn't show the away on some of the on the main board of your tab of your PC or on your Android, because I specifically some call them tabs. So the so I've got that on as showing away, but it was showing that I was online, and so I'm not specifically playing a game right now, but I'm getting ready to. And so as you can see, this is there's tons of stuff on Elder Scrolls, on what you can get with Elder Scrolls. On the games, like the different different things for the system of Elder Scrolls, but and then it goes down to some so some of the other games within the system. And so what I'm talking about within the system, we need users to be connected. The problem that I was seeing earlier with the person I was talking to last night over from Australia is I still have not received a friend request in which they actually typed in my username and they tried to add me as a friend, but I didn't get the friend request. You see what I'm saying? The the people over in Australia, are they actually truly connected? See what I'm saying? There's two main servers, the NA server and the EU server. But where's the server for the places like over in Australia? There isn't. It's obvious because they would have actually the friend request would have came into the system here, but they're not. That's kind of a concern to like along with Beyond Skyrim. How do we know that that's going to be a connection for us? I do want to put them in. I want to connect them up. But are we actually connected to Australia? We're connected through TES. So right over here, just going in here to there's tons of information here about Elder Scrolls because I typed in Elder Scrolls and you can see there's all sorts of information on Elder Scrolls. Now, when go over into this is the reason why I call the game Starflight X, is because it's a project. And so going over here, looking and searching, we're going to search for Space X. Okay, so this is what's in the system. And if it's not in the system, we truly don't have the game set up like over in Google. When Scrolls Legends, there is a connection with Elder Scrolls. With like Morrowind or Oblivion, any of the other games, we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot trying to get the games into the system. So that's why I'm developing SpaceX, is to get the system in there. I've seen it seen SpaceX called. There's basically two DLCs when you get down to it. I haven't seen the third. Like I've seen one where it says Falcon, and then there's one called Dragon. The other ones, I'm not for sure where SpaceX actually is in the system. I think it's just like beginning right here, as you see, nothing for SpaceX. I mean, you could make insinuations of how SpaceX is Space Explorer, but there's like, how do you know SpaceX is even part of Space Explorer or what's called Space Engine? I'm looking into getting into Space Engine. However, is that the same system as SpaceX? I think there's something with, there we go, Space Engine. This is another place of where we can start developing SpaceX. What I'm talking about with SpaceX is in the Google system. There's a donation button, and then where you can dock into the program. Here in Space Engine, from the different planets that are available, what you have to do is you have to buy the program. So I'm not for sure if like in this instance, this is just far. This is this far into the future. So just kind of this is just talking about SpaceX. In Space Engine Pro, there's Space Engine. One's for about $30 and one's for about $70. What and now is this part of SpaceX? Because if we buy this, is there a connection to SpaceX? Because look at what this is. Looks sweet. This looks absolutely sweet, because we can go over the place that I'm leading towards is Neptune, and with like Space Engine, there's a Space Engine Neptune, and the only thing that really is needed to get the program running is you need to get the engine, and so what the engine looks like, it looks like the bare engine that doesn't have any of the tools working is about $30. And you gotta what will most likely happen in the system is that the engineers will say, well, you've got to buy a DLC for Space Engine for it to work. You can't just have the engine like running at idle. I mean, you can for a while, but the system has to be running. You have to be going somewhere. You either have to be going to Neptune, or you have to be going to Venus, or you're going on the moon, or where whatever other planet you're thinking you're going to go to. So this is the point that's going to get us out of Earth. It's pretty sweet stuff. So sweet Space Engine looks like that's the to go over in the main system, because there's nothing on SpaceX. We could look here and see if there's something in here about Falcon. Let's see here. Space Falcon. There's nothing. I've seen it where it says Falcon or Dragon, and it doesn't, not adding up. Huh. Occupy Mars. Mecha Rocket Simulator coming soon. This makes no sense on that end, but on SpaceX, this not really. See if there's anything over in here, because this is going to Wikipedia and UESP. Okay. Space. Fuck. I think that's the one I saw. Sometimes this information goes away, and then it's when we need the information, it's not there. Okay. Yeah, it's just not there. Very weird. Okay. A little slow, but there we go. We got QuakeCon. Um, don't leave QuakeCon out. We still got till the 16th. So I'm gonna leave this on here for a little bit. I'm gonna go off the screen and take a quick break. I'll be back in a little bit. Oh, okay, this is the first glimpse in here and going into SpaceX. As you can see, it's like a blank screen, but it's not. And so, how much does the screen work in relation of everything, of whatever? This is what it's going to be sweet. Hopefully, you guys can hear the sound. I'll kind of go in and out, but I'm just going to leave it on here for a little bit. I don't know how long the that looks good. I'm gonna go off the screen and I'm gonna get this on. Hopefully, you guys can hear this. It's showing where you can dock into space, and there's a donate button, and so that's gonna be some good stuff, and this will get this on to the main system. So I'm gonna go off the screen and I'm gonna get the game going to kind of introduce the game to you. All right. So this is kind of the beginning of the game, and so this is kind of we're in Starflight X right now, and so we want to get SpaceX into the system. So it's just a matter of like just like clicking on a button and it'll work. That's not how it exactly works. Well, this is going to be some good stuff. Hopefully, you guys can hear this going in. This is some sweet stuff. The audio possibly might not be in, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off the screen, and then this is going to be some sweet stuff because I'm trying to present just the game. I want you guys to feel like you're really in the spaceship. It's some sweet stuff. So be right back. All right. We're in this we're like the connection. It's like a pausing, but we're in where there's a live connection, as you can see. What I'm going to do is here I'm going to go and I'm going to flip onto the screen, and you'll hopefully be able to hear the sound and the live animations going. And this is real, and this is some sweet stuff. Starflight X to ESO. Starflight X to ESO. Starflight X to ESO. Do you copy? Alrighty. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go off the screen, and this is good for learning and to see if the audio goes into where you guys can hear just from the screen. So I'm going to go off the screen and then get the game back on, and we'll continue just for a little bit. All right, I'm gonna go off the stream here pretty quick. Hopefully you've enjoyed the game, and I'll be back later.